We do have more breaking news from D.C., from the Treasury. And for that, we go to Megan Casella with those details. Megan?
Hey, Scott, so the Treasury Department is out just now with its latest borrowing forecast. They're estimating they'll need to borrow $514 billion for the second quarter. Now, that is $391 billion higher than the initial forecast from February. Treasury says that's largely due to a lower than expected cash balance to start the quarter. They ended Q1 with just $406 billion in cash on hand when they had expected $850 billion. Agency officials told me that was because of debt limit constraints. Those have forced them to spend more cash rather than keep a week's worth of funding needs on hand in cash like they typically would. And Scott, Wall Street had been expecting the borrowing estimates to rise, but $514 billion is higher than any of the forecasts I had seen. So that need for further borrowing is putting a little pressure on yields. The 10-year is around its lows for the day, about 4.2%. Now, looking ahead, Treasury says it expects to borrow $554 billion for the July through September quarter and to beef up that account balance to end the quarter with $850 billion in cash. But again, that could change significantly depending on what happens with the debt limit in the coming months. On Wednesday morning, Scott, we'll get more details on the auction sizes expected here and the breakdown in tenors all along the curve. In recent years, as you know, that release has had the greater impact on the market than this one. Scott?
Was there, Megan, any expectation at all that any of the tariff revenue that's coming in now would potentially make for a smaller number than we just got?
It's possible we see that in the future. I think it's a little too early to see that now. Agency officials were asked about that, and they said all of their forecasts, while they don't get into individual line items, do take into account the forecasted tariff revenue. But that $554 billion for the next quarter, that takes into account that there will be some increase in tariff revenue. They still think they would have to borrow that much.
All right, Megan, thanks for that. Megan Casella outside the White House, as you see.